big testimony this week on Capitol Hill. Special Counsel John Durham detailing the findings of his 300-page report, concluding that the alleged connection between Donald Trump and Russia was actually a complete hoax.
Joining us for more is the former New York Congressman Peter King. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Now,
thank you.
Durham was grilled by House Democrats for more than 5 hours. What did you make of his testimony?
I think John Durham performed a tremendous public service. His report, his investigation, and his testimony the other day. And to me, what it also showed, though, is how desperate the Democrats are. Listen, I was on the Intelligence Committee during that entire Russia hoax investigation, and there was never anything there. And listen, it's one thing in politics or government if there's a dispute over certain facts, if they can be interpreted one way or the other. The fact is here, there was never anything to indicate any collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign or the Trump administration. Durham goes through that, showing how the investigation began and how it went forward, based to a large extent on the Steele dossier, which was put together by former Russian intelligence agents and was given to the Clinton, the Hillary Clinton campaign, and to begin an investigation based on that when they knew that there were serious deficiencies in it. This shows a tremendous bias on the highest levels of the FBI, also the CIA, and really the entire Obama administration, which knew what was happening here. This was a disgrace. John Durham has performed a great public service.
Yeah, Congressman, I'd like to play for you some of Durham's speech yesterday at that hearing. Let's listen to John Durham in his own words.
Our findings were sobering. I can tell you, having spent 40 years plus as a federal prosecutor, they were particularly sobering to me. A number of my colleagues who spent decades in the FBI themselves, they were sobering. While I'm encouraged by some of the reforms that have been implemented by the FBI, the problems identified in this report, anybody who actually reads the report and the details of the report, the documented portions of the report, I think would find that the problems identified in the report are not susceptible to overnight fixes.
Congressman Durham there talking about reforms that need to be made. What kinds of reforms need to be made?
First thing, to me, we need is to a total cleaning of the house at the top levels. There was a built-in bias against the Trump campaign and then the Trump administration. Also, there has to be more controls put on when a application can be made to carry out wiretapping. In this case, we know that the FBI lied in one instance and that they were doctoring other documents. But I think a lot of it is personnel. I mean, you can put so many reforms in place, but if the people there, I think even if we had reforms at the time, you still would have had Comey and others doing what they did. Really, a lot of this comes down to individuals. You have to put the right people in there, and you have to clean house. And to have had Comey, McCabe, Strzok, all of them, to me, they were just bad apples. It was as simple as that, and they had been biased. And I'm not even saying this was criminal conduct. They just had such a bias. They were almost believing what they were doing was right. And in their mind, that justified any type of action at all. So I think, listen, reforms are important, but most important of all, I think, is to get good people, solid people in there, and not people with a political bias. And that goes for either side. But in this case, the bias was certainly coming from the left wing. There's no doubt about it.
Congressman, do you think his testimony revealed anything about that two-tiered justice system that many Americans say we have in this country, especially when it comes to potential crimes from a sitting president and his son versus the treatment of a former president? What's your opinion on that?
Absolutely. I mean, they went into every aspect of Donald Trump's life, people he met, people he knew, people he had any contact with. Now, in this case, as far as Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, they never questioned either one of them. They didn't even go through the laptop. There's so many contacts that Biden had made, so many dealings he had. As far as I know, none of those people were contacted. They did the bare minimum. It's a combination. Really, it's a contradiction. On the one hand, you go into every aspect of President Trump's life. On the other hand, with Hunter Biden, where the evidence is all over the place, they did virtually nothing. And so this, to me, definitely shows a double standard. And again, whether or not there's a crime being committed by the FBI, any of the FBI agents, or anyone at the top, it really almost doesn't matter. What it is such a bias which undercuts the effectiveness of their job and causes the American people to lose faith in the criminal justice system. And I have great respect for 99% of the FBI agents that are out there. They do great work. The people at the top, though, have totally perverted the use and the intent of the FBI.
Certainly. Congressman Peter King, thank you so much for your insight there.